This painting shows a chess game unlike any other. Titled Checkmate, the work of art depicts two chess players. The man in green, the devil, is confident that he will win. The other player is the mortal man who is bargaining with his soul. You may be wondering, what does this painting have to do with the story of Berserk? Stay tuned to find out. Chess is defined as a board game of strategic skill for two players played on a checkered board. Each player begins the game with 16 pieces that are moved and used to capture opposing pieces according to precise rules. Now, the object of the game is to put the opponent's king under a direct attack from which escape is impossible, which is what's called checkmate. Guts' situation is a lot like a chessboard, and what is most noteworthy to us is the depiction of the true fighting strength of Griffith's men, who are basically his chess pieces. So the two major pieces that we're going to be looking at in this video are the queen and the king. The queen is the most powerful piece of the supporting pieces for both Griffith and Guts' team. Griffith's queen is Sonia, and Guts' queen is the still fragmented Casca. The reasoning behind Sonia is that she has the gift of clairvoyance, which can be used as a deadly skill on the battlefield. The two kings in the series of Berserk would obviously be Guts and Griffith, and it's ironic because the king is actually the weakest piece on the chessboard, despite it being the most important piece. And even Guts has come to terms with the fact that he isn't indestructible, and he mentions that he appreciates having friends to help him. So the big question is, how does the painting that we depicted tie into the story of Berserk? We have all seen Griffith's battle power, and that it's more than a match for Guts' mortal crew. Griffith's generals each wield strength that could rival Guts even with the assistance of the Berserker armor, to be quite frank. All seems hopeless because the world is sinking into Griffith's dark fantasy, and just like the painting, it seems that hope is lost. Or is it? So according to the legend, a chess champion visited the museum once after studying this painting, and he noticed that the arrangement of the chess pieces was not matching up to the description of the painting itself. According to him, the devil, who it appears was winning, was actually losing, and the man who thought he was losing had another move left. His king had one more move, and that would make him the winner of the game. Now, the scary thing is that the man who was playing the game didn't even realize this, and we believe that this man is a metaphor for the Skull Knight. He, up to this point, has been playing a grim game of wits against Satan, or in this case, the God Hand. The Skull Knight, unlike the man in the painting, knows that he has one more move left with his king, Guts. From the start, the Skull Knight knew that Guts would be the key to defeating the God Hand members, but as far as the last move, there's several different scenarios we think that are worth considering. The first of the final moves can be an all-out war between the magical army, Guts, the witches, and the elves of the forest, versus Griffith and his new band of the Hawk. The fact that Griffith went as far as to send an entire army, led by Zod and Grumbeld, who are two of his most powerful apostles, to kill Flora, really tells us just how much he fears the magic and how much potential he thinks it has. Magic is probably going to be a really, really good weapon for Guts and his crew, and it's going to give them the leg up that they need to defeat their enemies and possibly win against the God Hand. The second and most possibly potent move can be one that would be provided by Casca. She's also arguably the most powerful piece in the Skull Knight's arsenal because she not only represents the queen piece, but also because of her link to the enemy's king piece, Griffith. Remember that the demon baby resides within Griffith, and this baby loves his parents and especially has a very strong bond with Casca, and this bond can possibly provide the last move that Guts will need to defeat Griffith and carry out the plans of the Skull Knight. Either way, the scariest thing about this picture, I think, is the fact that no matter how you look at it, the two main characters of this story are not in control of their own destinies. So as to what will happen in the final showdown between these two is anyone's guess. One thing that we're hoping for is that the Skull Knight is actually on the side of good, because I know we've made a few theories before where we kind of said, is the Skull Knight potentially bad? Could he be bad? I mean, who knows? These are just theories. But it would be really, really nice and really refreshing to know that the Skull Knight has been rooting for the underdog and is fighting to right all the wrongs. Thank you for watching this theory, guys. Let us know what you think in the comments down below, and don't forget to hit that like button. Every like helps. Over and out. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out our video. If you haven't already liked it, hit the like button right now. And don't forget to check out the description box. We've got it completely filled out with information and videos that you do not want to miss. Leave your comments and questions down below. Subscribe. Over and out.